Hi everyone, this is Nathaniel with coding-bootcamps.com. I hope after the last few videos you have a better idea of how to manipulate data in your Mongo database. And hopefully at this point you're seeing the power of Mongo and just how much you can do and how easy it is. Really, it's just a couple of lines of code to do each of the things that we've been talking about. So in this video, we're going to do something slightly more complicated. It actually is really similar to what we've already done, but we're going to basically update this same employee record that we've been working with, but we're going to update this embedded data now. Okay, so if you look at the structure of employee, it's a JSON object, right? You've got all of these key value pairs, but we do have this one interesting bit of data here called location. And location's value is actually a JSON object itself. And this is something where you start to really see how complex and interesting the data you store can get, because you can store documents inside of documents and really just create like very interesting what we call schemas, kind of like the kind of structure of your data and what that looks like. So this here is pretty straightforward, and it's something kind of real world that you might see where you have a location and you're specifying it's not just a string, it's you've got multiple fields inside of this location. So you've got a city and you've got a state. So we're going to try to update this document. So we're just going to again run everything from scratch, just building off. We're again, just a reminder, just dumping out all of our data at the beginning to start from scratch when we run this script. And we're going to go through and hit all of the same code that we've already done. We're going to create the employee, we're going to update the employee, we're going to read the employee document, and then we're going to delete the employee, right? So that's all fine. We don't need to touch any of that. But now, since we've deleted the employee, we're just going to add them back again. So we're going to say collection.insert employee. So now they're back. And now we're going to say, well, updating document embedded field. This is just a print message that we're going to see to know where we're looking on the terminal. And we're going to do a very similar command to what we did before when we were updating our employee. We're going to say update one, and this first parameter is going to be exactly the same. We're going to have a JSON object with email of johnsmith@example.com. The next parameter is just going to be a little bit different. We're going to have our set instruction again, followed by a JSON object. Now this JSON object is very similar to what we had before, but it's a little different. The difference is we're going to say location.city and set it to Cincinnati. So just to look back at employee really quickly, if we scroll back up, we want to update location.city, right? So that's the only difference here with this, is we're saying location.city and setting it to Cincinnati, right? So you could have many embedded documents inside of one another and keep saying just location.city, dot population of that city, right? And keep embedding things within each other. But for right now, we're going to just update the city of that location field on the employee to Cincinnati. And for clarity here, we're just going to read it again, as we discussed in an earlier video. We're going to read that same document and print it out just so we can see for ourselves that the update happened as expected. So let's save this file and return to our terminal again. And I'm just going to clear. So we have some, some space here, and I'm going to run the same JavaScript. So we've got all the same text. We created a document, updated a document, read a document, deleted the document, and then remember, we've reinserted the document so that we can do this example, and we're updating the document with embedded field now. This is the only section of interest. So we have a matched count of 1, which again means that we found it. modified count of 1 means we modified it. If we look at the document, we have all this data here, we have location, and look what city is, Cincinnati. So we know that we updated the embedded data correctly. Awesome. So in the next video, we're going to keep talking about some slightly more interesting and advanced ways of updating your Mongo data. Awesome. See you then.